Alright everyone, welcome back to the shop, and this is going to be a little different video than what most of you are used to me posting. First of all, you get to see me, and also well, I'm not going to be making anything or reviewing a tool or anything like that, but I decided that, well, I was thinking about for quite a while to do a little shop tour and show everybody some of the machinery I have and the space I have to work and you know, that kind of stuff. So but I always put it off because it's always been messy, and I'm sure my workshop is not different than anybody else's, but it's always being changed. It's always going through some sort of a you know, whether you're getting a new machine, you're moving something, you need to get more room. Storage is always an issue. So, you know, I'm always moving stuff, always trying to figure out if, you know, how I have everything laid out is the most efficient and best way. But there's a couple of things that are going on, and as luck would have it, today's January 30th, 2020, and that kind of prompted me to actually get this video going now. And what makes that today so special is 30 years ago I closed on this house. So I've been here for 30 years, and my basement, my workshop has gone through a lot of changes and a lot of evolution, I guess you can call it. So, but I think that's going to be the end of this workshop, and I'm not going to be doing anything else in here anymore. Matter of fact, I'll be breaking stuff down and packing up, and my wife and I will be relocating out of Long Island, New York shortly. So and then, well, I'll be setting up somewhere else. So right now the workshop that I have here is roughly 360 square feet, and that's not enough. Never, you know, it's never enough. In addition to the limited square footage is the ceiling height. Very difficult to work down here, especially moving, well, you know, like plywood and sheet goods. It's only 71 inches to the bottom of the floor joist, so it's not even 6-foot clearance. And then there's the main beam that runs down the center of the basement, which even limits you more. So every time you walk back and forth, it's already been programmed into me that you duck down and wait to get to the other side of the beam and then pop back up again, most of the time. So where we'll be locating is, I'm going to be setting up temporarily in the basement there, and that's got roughly 460 square feet, somewhere around there. And but most importantly is the ceiling height, and the ceilings are nearly 9 feet tall. So that'll be a welcome feature. So I kind of think of my workshop as several separate workshops or several separate work areas, I guess. So as most people know, I have my metalworking area with my lathe and my milling machine. Well, that's tucked away in a little corner, and I have my woodworking stuff, which just from the nature of it dominates most of the space, primarily because the size of my table saw is like the center of the universe here. And so I got metalworking, woodworking, and then I have some of my automotive stuff, but that's just primarily storage. That's where my toolbox is, and I really don't do much automotive work down here. Maybe some components that if I remove it from the car, I'll bring it down here, and I try to avoid working on cars. I'm tired of that. And the other part is just household stuff. Just whatever the wife's vacuum cleaner craps out, and you take it apart and you work on it, and things like that. And then just general storage of everything. Everything from paint for the kitchen, and some oil, and plumbing supplies, electrical supplies, sandpaper, just numerous things. And then of course I have my archery stuff, which is down here too. I got my archery tools, I got my archery equipment, and all the supplies and stuff, and that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of multitasking, I guess, or multi-use areas here. So what I'm going to do is I'll just start on one area, and I'll show you, and I'll pick through some of the things, open some of the drawers, cabinets, that kind of stuff, and I'll work my way around. And hope you guys enjoy this. And I also have some footage that I took back in October, I think it was, that I was going to do a video showing the new house that my wife and I purchased, and with some of my ideas that for the workshop. I had nothing to really I didn't know how I was going to really incorporate that, and I figured I'll just put those video clips in at the end of this video, and give everybody a little bit of a preview of what's to come. So that's one of the reasons why my videos have been kind of sporadic and not up to the frequency that I've tried to put them out in the past. So I've been distracted, a lot going on. So hope you guys stick with me. And so alright, let's get the camera turned around, and first I'll give everybody an overview of the shop, and then we'll go into each section in a little bit more detail. Okay, so I'll just give you a overview of the shop as you come in. And right to the left, you'll see I have my workbench here, and it's one of my toolboxes there. And as we go further down here, we just got storage, pretty much all storage stuff. I got different things in those totes down there, and those little organizers. And down in the back, I don't know if you guys can see, got my compressor back there in the corner. And more household storage, light bulbs, sandpaper, things like that, batteries, and my archery targets, my table saw, and some of my bow presses, and some archery tools. And then here's a little crossover here to the other side. It's like my little machine shop area. I'm sure those who've watched some of my videos will see some, will recognize some of the machinery there. And as we turn around, got my surface plate and height gauge, and my portable bandsaw mounted up on the column there. And shop vac, dust collector for the table saw. It's another bow press. That's all archery supplies and bow hunting stuff. And my belt sander, scroll saw, planer, and some of my bows. And that's a quick tour around the shop. So let's head over by the we'll start by the woodworking stuff and or the workbench over there, and give you a little peek at things. Okay, so 2 drawers under here, and as you can see inside, you got all kinds of stuff: carpenter's pencils, utility knife, X-Acto knives, tweezers, little needle files, magic markers. I don't know, just, you know, a miscellaneous catch-all of everything, really. Flashlight, and more files and stuff. Straw here. Got some wood chisels, soldering iron, solder, things like that. Some heat shrink tubing, electrical supplies, layout. Alright, so underneath there, got my skill saw, got my scroll saw there, plunge router, a couple of the woodworking tools, and kind of keeps things out of the way. Alright, the compartment next to it here, I have some other hardware. My face shield, I got scraps of leather in there, extra work gloves, spring compressor, pressure tester for the radiator, and just, you know, more storage stuff squirreled away. Alright, over here in these cabinets, shelves rather, I cut them down because they were too tall to fit in here. But underneath in this black and yellow one, I got pipe wrenches, die stock for up to 1-inch NPT pipe, pieces of PVC pipe, and just scraps of stuff. Basically all plumbing supplies. And in this tote behind there, I got more plumbing supplies there, mostly copper fittings, some more smaller PVC drain fittings, things like that. This tote up here is all painting supplies and things like that. Next up, I got some tools from when we did the ceramic tiles, some sheetrock tools, things like that. Stuff you don't really use often, or at least hope you're not going to use often. And so that's in there. And this orange tote here, that's all electrical supplies, you know, boxes, wire nuts, different fittings. Where I live here now, you have to use BX cable or the metal armored cable. So I got all different connectors for that. That's in there. And underneath here, it's all the leftover paint from the kitchen and bathroom and hallways and that stuff there. And so I would keep that under there. got some of my welding supplies in that box there. And as I mentioned earlier, got my compressor tucked in the corner. And this here is mostly like yeah, everything. Wood stain, spray paint, pipe dope. Just a place to just a place to get it out of my sight, really. And then these cabinets here, as you could see, oh gosh, nails and screws and wood plugs, all kinds of things like that. And then here we got, yeah, little miscellaneous screws, fasteners, O-rings, cabinet hardware, stuff like that. And here under the table saw, it's more storage. I got more stuff squirreled away. It's crazy, but yeah, underneath there. You guys can see it's kind of dark. Got a router table built into the extension table on the side here, and this is my Delta saw. Got a sliding table on the end here, and well, I got that stuff blocking it there, but and that pretty much sums up the woodworking side. So let me bring you over to the metalworking half of the garage, half of the basement rather. Alright, so this is my Craftsman Atlas 12 by 18 lathe, and okay, and under it I got that cabinet that I built for it, and my Grizzly G0704 milling machine, as you can see. And my Harbor Freight wooden tool chest, and up there we got that Kennedy box with some tools in it, and just give you a little swing around here and show you. Here I got all my lathe tools. I got drill chucks for the lathe and calipers. Over on this little shelf here I got arbors for the milling machine, drill trucks, and different cutting fluids, a coolant system there. And a whole bench grinder, and then down here I got mostly aluminum stock in there. This gray tub is filled, no, the gray tub is aluminum stock. I'm sorry, that dark brown tub there is all high-speed tool bits and other little miscellaneous tools. Got some more stock there, miscellaneous hardware, and I got steel stock in there, and that's just miscellaneous wood clamps I had no place to put. And let's see, so these are the most used items here, quick. More lathe accessories and stuff, more files. try to get, try not to shake too much here. And these are all my collets, different collet accessories. Extra jaws, that's for the for the 3-jaw chuck. Some more stuff under there, a couple of face plates. Let's see if I could do this one-handed here. 4-jaw chucks, extra change gears. And in this cabinet here, okay, got some Allen keys here. Got more face plates. This is stuff for my rotary table, dividing plates and different the tail stock for that. That's a complete set of change gears for the lathe. And let's see if I get on in here. Okay, here I got gauge blocks. Got a spindle square that I made there. In the back is a set of, you guys can see, in the back is a set of angled blocks. Couple of machine vices down there. Okay, and moving over to the side. Here I have a Palmgren rotary table with 2-axis cross slide. And there is just miscellaneous papers, magazines, things like that I was saving. It's my reference material over there, magazines, catalogs, machinery handbook, as you can see. That there is mostly like strap webbing, buckles, that kind of stuff. There's some more stuff like that up there. And let's see, this is that Harbor Freight wooden tool chest. So got some tools up on the top. I got my Starrett machinist level, test indicator, set of punches, a set of V-blocks in there, some memory sticks, different tap and die stocks here, telescoping gauge, got my threading chart, some extra drill bits, some dial indicator, my test indicator in there. What we got in here? Center punches, scribes, hook rule, that kind of stuff. And this drawer here, got a couple of stones, a small hole gauge set, and my radius gauge set. Okay, style Starrett protractor, Lufkin inside mic, and Lufkin 0 to 1 mic. And here's my Starrett 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 1, 2, 3 blocks. It's my my 0 indicator that I made. Some machinist squares are in here, if I can open it. I like to keep these silica gel packs, and I leave them in the drawers. Just maybe help prevent some of the stuff from rusting. See what we got up here. Let's see. Got my set of parallels, tap and die set. Come across here, I got my assortment of end mills, small taps, and I think I keep up to 832 in here. Other miscellaneous taps, center drills, things like that. Got my collet rack, my hold down clamps, all that there. Okay, and let's come over to the side here and we'll see. Got so the gauge pins in here. This is grommets. I got different set screws, mini metric hardware, a set of hole saws, Forstner bits in both of these. And up at top here, got drill bits, set of reamers, transfer punches, and you guys can see pretty much everything there. And then this drawer here got the Starrett test indicator set, angle blocks there, surface gauge. And up here I got my other Starrett mics. I think go up to 6 inches. Alright, so here's the new homestead, or soon to be homestead, and it's the middle of October and leaves still hanging on a little bit. So, and I'm hoping to put the future workshop over in that area there, and I got the electric that comes in right there. I don't know if you guys can see, there's a pole right there, so I'll probably put a second service in right there. And lots of work we're doing in the house, and so let's go inside and see where the temporary workshop will be. Yeah, let's go in the garage here and see what we got happening here. So got some stuff in place, not much, hardly anything yet. It's going to be a slow moving process, I'm sure, and probably just going to keep this just as a garage. Alright, so it's going from the garage into the basement here, and the previous owner started finishing it off, but just bailed out, decided he was going to move instead. So I'll probably put my woodworking stuff in this area here, and whatever, he's got a bathroom roughed out. Walls are done, the ceiling is pretty much done, and then don't know what I'm going to do with that. Maybe I'll complete it. It's nice to have a bathroom down here. And in this area here, along this wall, I'll probably put my lathe milling machine, build a nice workbench, and it's about 8 feet across, this opening here. And I forget how many feet long wise. I think it's about 22 feet, something like that. So that'll give me plenty of room. It's going to be overall more room than what I have right now. So, and I have some room, put some shelves and stuff up over here too. So yes, that's what we got going on down here. So temporary, hopefully temporary workshop down here until I could get fully moved in. Start on hopefully the workshop outside. Alright, so we're on the porch and we're looking out, and over here is where the electric comes in and goes underground to the house. So the area I'm thinking about building the workshop is in this area here, and like I say, I can get the electric, put a second service right there. So, and my wife's vacuuming inside there. And okay, so and my property goes all the way out to this little tree line, those little pine trees back there. So it's a little over 4 acres, and I got some woods in the back. And let's go take a look around the back side. Okay, so yeah, we're on the back deck here now, and let's see. Yeah, so my property goes all the way back, and there's a right-of-way road that goes all around the back there. So from back here to the road is all woods. That's all mine. And it's the shed there. And the pool on the pool deck, I just ordered a new pool that should be coming shortly. And we're going to be replacing the pool, and I'm going to rebuild that deck. Yeah, it needs a little work. So, not quite up to our standards for sure. And got my trail cameras out in the woods back there, and picked up a couple of nice bucks. Had a black bear on it. Excited about that. Wife not so much. And there's my neighbor Gary back there. Met him a couple of weeks ago. And the well. And there's no cable or internet service here, so got to use satellite. And that's pretty much about it there. So I got my hands full a bit, so I'm kind of slowed down on the videos. I hope to try to get some more going. Maybe I'll switch over and I'll do some woodworking or work on the house, if that's interesting anybody. But yeah, that's what kind of why I've been off the grid for a little bit. We got this going on, and hopefully we'll be making this our permanent residence real soon.